We've all been there. The dreaded thing in model railroading is everything from sectional layouts, to modules, to lift gates, to swing gates, to drop leaves, to just about anything else. The table joint. We try everything. We try styrene, we try screws, we try glue, Gorilla Glue, lots of glue, CA. And nothing quite seems to work. Or you put it down, a couple years later it starts wobbling on your lift out gates, and you pull your hair out trying to fix it. Well, I'm here to tell you that I think I actually found the one and only universal solvent. This thing is the bee's knees. This is perfect, and this is the HO scale Gapmaster from American Tie and Timber. Well, from Wayne Pierce, the inventor, so obviously give him credit. He sells it to American Tie and Timber. But we are going to use this to feature for the second episode of Trackwork for Dummies. So first off, let's have a look at the construction, and then we'll get into the 4 examples we're going to have. So, construction. This is built the same way as a PCB tie. You've got a plastic wafer with the metal on top. However, here's the thing that makes it different from PCB ties. You'll notice here in this example of where I've used standard PCB ties from Fast Tracks, you have the rail soldering to the ties, but you don't have anything to go, and I need a better pointer, you don't have anything to go right there between them. So you have vertical stability, but you don't have side-to-side horizontal stability. And that's the problem with table joints and lift gates and swing gates, as we all know. You have to get the rails to anchor in place so precisely, otherwise you end up with tracking troubles. Well, in some situations like here, you could play it pretty cheap. Just put a straight PCB tie here and a couple more angled. Bada boom, bada good. Make sure this is glued down well and everything anchored, and you're good. But here's the thing that makes this different, and you'll see this when we get into the video clips, but look at that. You have soldering space under the rail. See, so imagine this is on a table. You go to chop it at an angle, say a 45-degree angle. We'll use a pair of pliers to represent our table edge. Well, if it's PCB ties, the only thing you're going to get, you're just going to get where they go across the ties. You're going to have nothing. Okay, that's too shallow an angle. Let's say something like that. All you're going to have is the PCB ties. You're going to have 2 points here to hold it. Well, eventually, that can flex side to side, but this, you anchor the rail, and you get that 4 or 5 inches of the rail. So you put this down. These can be cut, these can be chopped with a Dremel, a track saw, a rotary wheel, whatever. Now, think about this, people. Table edges. You see it on layouts. The track goes up to the edge, and you end up with a bunch of half-mangled plastic ties, and it's a pain in the rear getting it to look right. Well, this you don't need to. So, that is my basically overview, and you'll see again the coup de grace that makes this so awesome is the fact that there's solder points under the rails, not just where the ties are going to the rail. Between ties has solder points. That's the difference. So that's basically what it is. It's constructed the same way as a PCB tie from Fast Track, so we'll solder it up the same way, but it's the alignment that's going to count. So this video is going to be broken into 4 parts, or 4 examples, not 4 parts. We're going to break this into 4 examples. The first 2 we are going to be using on new track, which both straight and curved. We're going to put this on the inner siding right there and over there where I've laid the track. I haven't weathered it or anything yet. There's no ballast, so this is new. For the second 2, we are going to come around here. We're going to do a curve joint right here where it's existing. We're going to peel this up, unsar if we need to, and we'll replace it. And then the other one we're going to do, we come around here, and here's another one that's going to go in here, same type of joint. But the fourth and final example we're going to have is we are going to take this and we're going to use it on a tabletop. This is a section joint on the 4x8. We have a 4x4 section over here, a 4x4 section over here, and this line is the table joint. So we're going to go through that whole process. We're going to tear this up. We are going to probably resand the cork and whatnot, get this nice and smooth, glue the rail joiner down nice and solid, solder the trackage to it, and then chop it, and we'll see what happens. Because note, people who say, oh, screws and rail joiners, yeah. Well, you saw what I did. I thought screws would work, and then I went to chop this. First thing that happened, this track went, it bowed out that direction. Without the rail joiners, this is completely offset. Trains will not run through it at all, and even with the rail joiners, they have a hard time. So, we're going to get rid of all that. On top of it, we're going to end up with a much, 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 much more realistic looking joint. So that's what we're doing. And then just to have a look at the finished result before we get into the time lapse, if we have a look over here, and move the mess. Sorry about that, people. I have two examples of ones I've already put in. The first one here is on a semi-curved track. This is the main line. We have a curve and we go into an Atlas 22 radius snap switch right hand. And then the other example we have back here, and this one is taking, and probably not good lighting, so I apologize, but this one we have a Pico number 5 Electro Frog right hand on the right, and a piece of Atlas Code A3 Flex on the left. Now this one was already weathered, so I had to take the Dremel and brush some of the paint off, but that's what they look like. And then here's the thing that blows me. I love about these. Look at this, people. If that was painted and weathered, there is no way you could tell that was a joint. You can't tell that's a track joint. You can't see rail joiners. It looks exactly like the real thing. So, that's my plug for this. Again, this little thing is fantastic. One of the probably best solutions we've seen in a long time. So, huge shout out to Wayne Pierre. Thank you for the order despite some troubles. I'll get into those at the end. But for right now, let's have a look at our 4 examples. 2 on new track with straight and curved. 2 on existing track, again straight and curved. And then we're going to round this up with some closing thoughts, as well as where you can buy these and how you can order them. So yeah, as always, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, there we go. So it's in. I did go back with the Dremel wire brush just to clean up some of the black gunk that got on there while I was soldering, but it was just a tiny bit. Anyways, this is what I wanted to point out, people. If we look down the rail profile here, you can see the top of the ties there, but otherwise you can't tell that's a soldered joint. It looks perfect. And then it's seen from above and off to the side. There's the really telltale view. The joint is right. Shaky cam time. The joint's right there. But you can't tell that because there's no rail joiner, so it looks like one piece of CWR continuous welded if you're modeling modern. Then you could go back, slap some tie plate, what am I trying to say? Bolt plate details on there to make it look like the 39-foot section of the stick rail. So there's the finished product, and that was easy, wasn't it? It was extremely easy. So I'm going to put this back on the tripod, and we are going to move on to a curved new track, and then we're going to move on to taking these and putting them on track that already has some ballast and scenery and whatnot. So as always, let's go ahead and hope you enjoy the rest of the time lapse. you saw the process. Well, everything's in. You can see I tweaked this one a smidge after I did it. So everything's in, and obviously the next step is going to be to test this. So we will turn on the I'll turn on the power, get the throttle up, and we'll test the ones we put in. Alright, so let's get to it. Okay, everybody, there you have it. So, uh, just for fun, I made an actual outline of this video. But no, final thoughts, closing thoughts, uses. Obviously what I did here, I got that table joint. I've got a couple spots over here. Well, I've got the one spot under there that you can't see because it's shadow of the car. And then over here where I used it on the corner, and the alignment looks pretty good. It's all been checked at the NMRA gauge. I used it there. We've got our example on our straight track, which this is obviously the easiest, fresh track, no ballast. And then I put some more over here, connecting a turnout and a piece of track. Got some more over here, where you can see there's virtually nothing left this side of the head block ties. And I got one right there, which is the same reasoning, same scenario. So I am thrilled. This is about one of the best things I've ever bought for the layout. Uses, as you see, we went through two types of sectional joints. A plain one which was essentially fresh, no ballast, no nothing. Two of the ones that have already been put in track, in this case on a curve. Of course, we have what these are really best at, doing a cross joint. As you can see, the profile is fantastic looking. So, no, I am thoroughly impressed. Huge shout out to, oh geez, now I forgot his name. The gentleman who made these. But they're perfect for every type of sectional joint. They avoid the rail sliding and buckling that comes with using styrene. And this particular one isn't just for sections. Actually, this is for more gaps. Like, you'll see right here. I bought this turnout secondhand, put some styrene there. Then I put some there of my own. And I've been able to tell this flexes a little bit. And you'll see it all the time. People use styrene for joints or whatnot, but you put it and it can flex, it can crack, it can break, and eventually the joint will close up and you'll get a short, especially if you're using it to isolate frogs like I am on that turnout. But not only that, so you avoid the horizontal and vertical shifting, because the thing with PCB ties, it's like regular ties, all your anchoring is the ties itself. This does it between them. So you have left to right and up and down that you're doing. And because all four of these are joined, it keeps it level all the way along here. Whereas if you have PCB ties and you have a bump or something, you might have one that's a little lower, and then the connection won't be as solid, and it'll just be a lot more prep work and fiddling with it. And I did a little bit of prep work here, but that was just sanding the quirt down so it was smooth. But even at that, it avoids left and right. And not to mention that, you can also chop these, remember, because these ties are joined. You can take a saw, you can chop it, dun, whatever angle you want. So not only is it great for this, think about, butting up against backdrops and coming off on the edge of the layout at 45-degree angles. That would be perfect too, because you can do it good with plastic ties, but it's really tedious because you got to cut them, you got to cut the rail, and that's just solder to it, and then take a hacksaw or a Dremel or whatever, and just it's a nice, simple, quick. But obviously, that's the biggest uses I can think of. I'm sure people think of others, but this is great, man. And so huge shout out to the creator. This is one of the best products ever. We all struggle with sectional joints, so seriously get this. But as I close this out, you'll see I'm going to run a screen capture of how to get to the website and where to go to order. He does not take online ordering. You have to call in and order it. So if you get a voicemail, just go ahead and leave a message. That's what I did, and then he called me back pretty quickly after and send a new package. And I also want to make note the customer service is amazing. He already sent one package that got lost in the mail. Called him up about a week later after I figured, it should arrive by now. He just sent a brand new package. So they come in, groups like 0 to 25 is like $1.80. No, it's like $1.50 a Gapmaster for 1 to 25, and it goes down a smidge with each group. There's like 0 to 25, 25 to 50. 50 to 100 and 100 plus, and 100 plus it's like $1, I think. So well worth it. It does the job. It looks good. By the time I paint and ballast that, you want to be able to tell. But as of right now, for everything visible, I plan on making this the de facto standard, because compare that to big clunky rail joiners. It looks it's a world of better. But these are going to be de facto standard, and I'll leave the rail joiners and the insulating rail joiners to staging yards and hidden trackage and all that sort of thing. And table joints. I'm going to have plenty of table joints on here. This is going to be just, yeah. Alright, so that is going to do it. Thank you for watching episode number 2 of Trackwork for Dummies, all about the HO scale Gapmaster. Again, do please check them out. I am unashamedly endorsing this product. This is fantastic. Don't forget to, okay. Anyways, I'm going to close out before I lose my train of thought. I do want to mention real quick, there is a layout update coming. I did finally get some stuff down here. I already filmed the clips. They're still on the camcorder along with this, so I will get them out when I can, hopefully soon. I might make it to the Mid-America Touring Train Show tomorrow, so obviously there will be a shout out for that. But that's about the big stuff coming up. And then maybe, and this is a very big maybe, but hopefully the weekend after this weekend, I'm going to head down to Jack's. I'll have a layout update on his, as well as a look at what's going on with the meatpacking plant rebuild and all the new track work and scenery he's putting in. So that is going to do it for real this time. As always, don't forget to check out the novel on fanfiction.net. The blog links at the top of my page. The Google Plus, while it's still here. One more week and then Google Plus will shut down. Wow. But you know the drill, people. Comment, like, subscribe, and click that bell icon. You'll get notified whenever I upload a video. As always, this is Goose and the Caboose Productions saying everybody take care. God bless. Thank you for watching the video. And I'll see you on the next one. Alright, everybody. Bye.